"Pretty tough woman," he said. Beeps and hushed voices filled the hospital. Along with Will's Yaya, Sharon, and aunties, Chastity sat in a nearby waiting room. She was 32 now, a working single mother of 6 with long hair, well-kept nails, and a cluster of tattooed stars descending from behind one ear. She wouldn't interrupt. "When he comes," said Chastity, "we let them have their time." But the women in the waiting room all wanted Will to leave when the bus arrived to drive him to the state tournament, which was to take place over the next 3 days. In the past year, he had transformed from a failing student and potential dropout to a star shooting guard on a dominant team. People now put him on posters and talked about him in barbershops. Down below, Broadway was busy, cars kicking slush to the side of the road. Beyond it, the Clark Fork River carried ice toward Idaho. In March, western Montana combines the cold of the northern Rockies with the moisture of the Pacific Northwest. It's a season of low skies, heavy snow, perilous roads, and radio announcements imploring basketball fans to drive safely. In Montana, March means frenzied travel over icy passes to high school tournaments. The bus was coming to pick up Will for the most consequential of them all. In rural Montana, on the weekend of the state tournament, small towns evacuate, their residents filling arenas designed for rock bands and college teams. The Warriors competed in Class C, the division representing the state's smallest schools, where basketball occupies emotional terrain somewhere between escape and religion. Arlee, Montana has an estimated population of 641, if you choose to believe the U.S. Census, which no one locally does. That weekend, Will was scheduled to play in front of a crowd approximately 10 times that size in Bozeman, 200 miles to the southeast. Despite years of high expectations, and despite the presence of one of the state's most dynamic players, Will's cousin Phillip Malatare, the Arlee Warriors had never won the state championship. Will's addition had turned the team into something formidable, a pressing, blitzing group that outscored opponents in dizzying runs. Will's sudden ascendance brought his family intense pride. Chastity filmed each contest on a smartphone, while Will's father, Big Will, took his place by a large drum alongside the boy's grandfather and uncles, singing before the team took the court. 25 miles north of Missoula, in Arlee, people made last-minute preparations, painting truck windows with the names of players and trying to book hotel rooms in Bozeman for the 3-day tournament. For the Arlee Warriors, the pride of the Flathead Indian Reservation, state was not just a matter of boyish fun. The previous year, they had made it to the championship, but lost. They'd entered this season hoping to avenge that disappointment, but by now it had taken on an entirely different significance. To the Warriors' coach, Zanin Pitts, a 31-year-old rancher with a shock of reddish-blonde hair, ruddy cheeks, and cutting blue eyes, the trip meant something so great it was almost ineffable. "This is your opportunity to relieve the pain," he said of the boys. "This is your guys' calling." 2 weeks earlier, on Wednesday, February 22nd, word of a death had rippled through the Jocko Valley. The deceased, Roberta Roulier Haynes, was an aunt of Will's and a foster mother, with a kind smile and long auburn hair, who often organized community events. She and her husband, TJ, a tribal policeman, were close with many of the Warriors, and the boys grew up playing in their yard. The cause of death was suicide, but Will did not know that at first. His family initially kept it quiet. It was not the first such tragedy to strike Arlee that season. Since the fall, the community had been in the midst of what public health officials called a suicide cluster, a darkness that spasmodically took its toll. Roberta's passing had been a jolt to the heart of the team. "She was family," Will said. He had wondered if he should skip the next games, the divisional tournament preceding state, to be with his family. His cousin Phil, the Warriors' electric point guard, was particularly close to Roberta. To him, she was like an auntie. When Phil's parents shared the news, he padded downstairs in his socked feet and shut the door to his room, closing himself in among the basketball jerseys and tournament brackets.